Hey,
Andrea.
Christina.
Hey, Andrea. Hey, what are we going to be? Let's tell everybody what we're going to be talking about today.
I'm actually very excited about today's topic. It's actually one of my favorites because it's about money.
Mm-hmm.
I love talking about money because I
Mm-hmm.
love money and money loves me.
And we got to be what? Bankable.
That's right. That's right. So we decided to change it up today, guys, because, yesterday after getting together with Maria,
Yeah.
we were kind of discussing, financials and kind of where we were at, where do
Mm-hmm.
we want to go. And I was, mentioning to them the importance of like having your financials in order because I mean there's times where you get hit with things that are
Mm-hmm.
so unexpected,
Right.
and if you don't have the funds to cover that,
Mm-hmm.
then I mean you're pretty much wiped out.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's what happened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, I'm making money when I have money, so then you
Mm-hmm.
start to spend it on cars, on bigger houses, or these things. So whenever the rainy days come along,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of like, oh crap, this is
Yeah.
all I have, this is all in my account, and now I gotta pay for this, pay for that, because I was
Mm-hmm.
not aware that this was gonna happen.
Right. And what happens is a lot of people want to live all at once. Like there's no tomorrow. I
Right.
get it. YOLO, you only live once. But at the same time, you have to understand that you have to create a balance. There's no growth in being broke. I mean, honestly, because you do have to pay to play. I mean,
Yeah.
even you go to the carnival, you got to pay for a ticket to get on the ride. So that's what you have to understand. And sometimes us paying for the different parts and like taxes and all that shows our growth. If you're trying
Right.
to avoid all that, now there's some sensible ways to write a lot of these things off. There's some sensible ways to invest your money to avoid just regular taxation, but you still have to show what is the growth. I mean, you don't go and try to just save on taxes and have nothing to show for it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Oh, I lost. Everything was a loss. No. But if you gained a property because you invested it there, that's what I'm saying. You find those types of tax shelters. And that's what we were analyzing yesterday, and we got
Mhm.
real deep.
We
We got
did, we
real deep.
did. And I was talking to them about how this year I got hit with taxes, unexpected taxes, guys.
Because she hangs around with me probably.
Yes. Well, you don't know. Honestly,
Right.
and this is what I've been saying all along. I don't know. Like
You
I'm
don't
supposed
know.
to just get away with it, right? But
Yeah.
the thing is I really didn't know. And
Right.
it's very important when you go into business
Mhm.
that you learn about this
You
things.
go in prepared.
Because if I was telling Christina, if I wouldn't have had the money to back me up with all of these unexpected expenses, and that's not including like the holding costs that I also
Right.
have from properties,
Mhm.
and then that's not including the operation, the house, all of that. But it got to where I was like, holy moly, a lot of money was going out,
Right.
and not that much was going in,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
so if I would have not had the funds to
Mhm.
cover that, I probably, I don't know what I would have been at right now. But I'm just saying, like, it's a scary feeling to think that I'm like, what would have happened if I would have not been ready for this? I would have
Mhm.
not had money saved,
Mhm.
or I just like not all my money in one basket,
Right.
So
Mhm.
it's very, and that's why I was like, Christine, I think we should make it aware, right? Because everybody always wants to talk about the wins. We have wins, but if
Yeah.
you don't know how to manage those wins,
Mhm.
those wins are going to be losses
Yeah,
when
you
it comes
wait.
to
Yeah,
taxes.
wait till that wipeout. It's
Yeah,
a wipeout.
yeah,
You think you're
yeah.
always winning, but if you're not doing it right, and I tell you out of experience because I've been very open and transparent, and Andrea's being transparent.
Right.
Nobody believed what I said when I said we were really going through that tax audit. It was crazy. If you're going through a $200,000 tax audit, man, you're lucky. But I was up in the millions and I had to pay millions, and it's crazy and it's scary. I mean, I saw my husband just freaking out, and it's like me, I kind of take things a little bit different, like, all right, it's just another task to conquer. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
And that's how you have to look at it. But you have to be more prepared. I mean,
right,
y'all waste a lot of time. Many people waste a lot of
right.
time, watching certain videos. How do I make myself look better?
Exactly.
Boy, girl, you need to look better on paper.
Exactly. No, and the thing is that no one like is I'm really good with my money, and that's
Hmm.
the reason why I was able to you know, a lot of people are like, hey, you should have this, you should have that. I'm like, I don't
Mm-mm,
care about having that.
mm-mm,
You know why?
mm-mm.
Because I'm ready for the things when shit hits the fan. I'm
Right.
able to still sustain my business
Exactly.
and sustain the process, everything that I have going,
Mhm.
because you make sure that you have for your rainy days, you
Right.
know.
And that's something that Andrea, we've been studying on this since New Year's. We've been like, you know what,
Yeah.
we got to get this together. Like we went
Right.
hardcore at it. And we're only in February. And, we started before that because I think my audit started last year, but they really hit me over the head. And I think it was in like October. So imagine going through Thanksgiving and Christmas and knowing
Mhm.
that, hey, do we still have a normal Christmas? Do we still have a normal Thanksgiving dinner? Or do we just freak the hell out? No, you don't freak out. You have to learn. You have to
Right.
ask. Do not, this is what happens when people fail. They are too proud to ask.
Right.
How am I going to look? What are they going to think? Who gives a shit?
I don't care. I'm
No.
always asking her.
Yeah.
I always dig
girl.
myself in the hole and I'm like, help.
Yeah. She was, we were talking before the podcast. We were talking and she was like, I got it.
Man.
And the guys are like, Christina's just sitting there like,
She's like, I've
Yeah.
already been through all
been
that.
there, done
She's
that.
like, you remind me where,
what I
was in
used
that-
to be.
Yeah, I'm like,
Everybody would say I sound like a little chicken. But that's what it was, because I couldn't even find enough time or patience to actually speak. I rambled and people would say, you're mumbling. I'm like, I'm not mumbling. You don't understand me. And then I would tell my husband, people don't understand me. He's like, well, I don't know why. Then I realized I talk so fast,
yeah, I do too.
We talk fast.
Now
Now
we get it out quick so you can give me the response.
Yeah, because we will forget. It's temporary. But the thing is, like Andrea and I, we really understand each other's pluck talk. We really
Right.
We understand each other. Our husbands don't even understand us. It's crazy. They look at us like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Pet her.
and one of the things that I love having her around is because too, like, she really gives me the knowledge, like, hey, I'm going through this. Because if you are really like a truly business owner, you're going to go through things that you're not expected. Like,
Right.
And that's why it's very important. We focus on like, hey, how do we get better in our systems and operations? But hey, you're forgetting the whole. What's your financial plan? And one of the great things I like what Maria said yesterday is we do things backwards. We want to invest, we want to do this and all that, but we don't have that foundation that is going to hold us up in case something does not go right. And that's very important, because that is exactly why people fail, because they make money and they don't know how to manage that.
Right.
So whenever taxes comes or this doesn't go right or that doesn't go right, you just like, you're done, or you start making other decisions where you either, want to take advantage of other people so you can make any money anywhere. And that's just not right. So, people, it's very important. And this is why today we wanted to talk about Profit First, because that's what I've read that book. I love that book. I wish I can live by it. I'm pretty good with it, but not as good, but I am going to get better this year, because I definitely saw the importance of if you don't get your money right, oh man, because you just don't know, like, you need to have that right. Make sure that you're looking at it. Where are you investing it? What is making you money? What's not making you money? Because like, there's a lot of times we make money and then we have money coming out from all these accounts that we don't use. Here, let's spend money on that. Let's spend money on here. Let's buy us a bigger house. Not realizing like, hey, you should invest that to make you more, instead of just spending it on, I like to spend money on like vacation, things like that. But I also like to make sure I'm investing money, and sometimes it feels that I'm not even making any money because I don't give myself money available to myself where I could be like, oh, well, I got money there. I just go buy a car. No, because the more money you have available to yourself, the more you're going to spend, because it's there already, and you start buying. That's where you start coming in the furry coat in the summer. You're like, dude, it's hot, but hey, I got the money, right?
I can do whatever I want.
Exactly. So, and that's the thing. People don't know and understand that when they get paid, they don't even learn to pay themselves first, which
Yeah.
means put money aside for your company, your business,
Right.
your savings, and
Mhm.
then pay the rest.
Right.
Because that is what's going to protect you. That
Mhm.
is going to be your foundation of your business, your shield. And you have to make sure that that's running for you while you're operating in the middle, while you're going through this, going through that.
Mhm.
That has to be your shield in case all this shit fails.
Mhm.
Sorry, excuse my language.
No, that's true.
Fails, you have that to back you up in
Right.
case, you just never know.
Mhm.
Because things always
Yeah.
happen.
And that's one of the main things. I mean, we've been together 32 years, so it's like we did not focus on the cars like we do now,
Right.
because now I can spend 30, 40, 100,000 on a car just to have it, because of the fact that, you know, I saved
She
up
has
for
stupid
that.
money now.
No, it's still investments, believe me. A lot of people are like, how could you just buy that? That's crazy. You can invest in cars. If you
Yeah.
are a real investor, you learn how to invest in everything. I do not buy the brand new flashy car that's going to depreciate. I buy cars that appreciate.
That's
And
right.
we bought a car, for instance, total in about 48,000, got it reappraised. It appraises over 450. You go and
That's beautiful.
you can ride with that thing, just like you do a house and you cash out on the house, you can cash out on cars. So it's pretty much like I'm paying monthly to ride that. I mean, it's a
Nice.
comfort. It's a comfort. Then you ride in those cars comfortably. Like, I can hang my head out like the little dog in the window.
I feel like at that point you're doing it the right way.
You're doing it the right
Because
way.
you've already got your investments in order. That's like play money, which,
Mhm.
hey, I'm all for the fancy cars and the
Right.
fancy this, but make
Mhm.
sure you have the other stuff in order.
that it's not costing you to look a certain
Exactly.
way.
That you're not like, hey, just so I could come on TV, let me
Mm-mm.
put on my whatever it
No.
is that you put
No.
on. But
No, Andrea and I are very frugal. We're Didi girls.
welcome to DD's.
Welcome to DD's. We'll go DD's, Ross,
Marshalls,
TJ Maxx,
but
and
we make it
okay,
look
then
good.
we go to the mall.
We make it look
Yeah.
good. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've had girls that wear the Louis and all that, ask me and compliments me in my outfit, and I'm like, hey, this is all Ross. I floss with Ross. And I'm okay with it, because to me, clothes is clothes,
Yeah.
but that's okay. It doesn't mean that what they're doing is wrong. I'm just saying, like, I just prefer to be more on the comfortable side.
You have to choose. You have to pick your poison. You
Right.
gotta pick your poison, because you're gonna.
Exactly.
If you're trying too hard to impress, it's gonna kill you. If you're trying too hard in business, it's gonna kill you. I'd rather do something that's gonna have a long term, a long term
and
benefit.
that is where my poison is. I like to invest, and then too the rest goes to my kids.
Right.
My kids are expensive, and they would look a lot better
Yeah.
than me, and they even sometimes feel sorry. They're like,
Yeah.
Mom, go buy you this. Like, oh my God, you got holes in your pants. I'm like, man, who cares? But it's kind of sad, because I'm like, oh, but my reward to myself is when I get to take them on vacation, or when I get to, invest, or, seeing my business, like, oh, I get to put more on my marketing channel.
Right.
I get excited about that. So that's where my poison is, on that part.
Yeah. Andrea is very smart. She does create memorable moments, like birthday parties, all that. It's been very memorable. And, back in the day, I could tell you how many times I probably spent, 10, $5,000, on different, like, big event parties. Not that I regret it, believe me, no, but I was in a different realm then. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, we're trying to create legacies, and a true legacy isn't what you leave, because there's a lot of taxes that our children do not understand, that once we pass away as business owners, there's a death tax. And when you get into that, I have a friend that owns a flea market, and they are like in the multi millions. And she was like, it costed me more to bury his ass than just take care of him. Like, well, okay.
I should have cremated him.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, but I mean, women, we're rough. We're rough behind the closed doors.
Be like, just don't worry about it. Just go ahead and leave him back there. Let's do a flower bed on top. Call it a day.
Oh my God. Yeah, but it's really crazy. It's really crazy, because you have to learn to prepare yourself for those things. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. And I'm sorry. It's like I told my husband, I don't want to be with a man that doesn't want to discuss, what am I going to do without you? You know,
Yeah.
those are my words to my husband all the time. If you flip and flop and you die, I know what I have, but what will I do with it? Not that I don't
Right.
know. I still have a legacy to carry on, because that's a big load on my
Mhm.
husband's shoulders. You know, he carries his parents, he helps his brothers and my kids. You know, he's
Sponsors
always
Cash for Keys.
he's always been that man, and I can say that. And you know, it's the little things that you know we take for granted. You know, you make it. I get upset because I'm like, a lot of people make it my husband's responsibility, and it's
Yeah.
not. But
Yeah.
I'll let him do what he wants, as long as it doesn't affect us in another way. We're okay. As long
Right.
as we're going to be okay, I don't get involved. But one of the main things is, you know, like my husband, I said, we have to prepare our kids to know, what if I know, if I croak, if I go first.
Right.
These are the conversations after marriage, not after 50.
Right.
After marriage, these are the conversations before you have kids, and immediately after you have kids. What are we going to leave for this child? How are we going to save for college? You don't have to save for college by
Right.
pawning your house, you know, or resort to that. No, you could start now. You could start doing those things. Sometimes you have a big tax write-off. You need a tax write-off. Buy an annuity. Let that go at compound interest. Profit first.
Yeah.
Before you invest in anything, understand your profit
Right.
first.
It understand your worth, right?
That.
Because it's like, how do you get paid and not
Mhm.
take care of you and your family and your
Right.
business first? Like,
Mhm.
that just says a lot, like how you manage, like, okay, I'm gonna pay for this, and then what about you? Because
Mhm.
you have to make sure you always protect yourself, your
Right.
family first, and then it
Mhm.
comes your business and things like that. But
Mhm.
it's very important that people understand that, how to manage
Mhm.
your money.
Right.
Very important that.
Mhm.
And I like to go with that 70-30 rule.
Right.
And where it's like, you tithing, do 10% tithing,
Yep.
then 10% where you do saving, and then the rest you invest.
Mhm.
And then the rest you have to pay for this, pay for
Mhm.
that.
Right.
And tithing, guys, if you were to tithe, I mean, I'm not just saying just because that, but understanding the value, hey, this
Mhm.
goes 10% goes
Right.
to, it could be to different, funds, or I
Mhm.
do mine to St. Jude. But it's important
Mhm.
because that is like, hey, saying and trusting, like, hey, I'm giving up my 10%. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna lie, sometimes I do 8%, but it's still tithing. But
Right.
if you were to like live by that rule and just
Mhm.
have also, like, how we build processes and systems
Mhm.
for our business, we need to build processes and systems
For
for our
our
money,
life, yeah.
period. Because
Mhm.
guys, you sometimes we don't have those same opportunities. Like, if you say you got a deal for, you got paid 50,000, for
Mhm.
example, and you're like, heck yeah, I'm gonna buy me this, buy me that. Like, if you
Mhm.
realize you can take that money and just use it to double it up, or use it like, hey, I'm gonna protect myself, this, that. But some people cannot even see like money, like $100. They're already just ready to
It
spend it.
ready to,
How
or
can
it's
I
owed,
spend all this money right
or
now?
it's owed.
You
You
know?
know, you can't live page. This is what we said earlier. Some people that have businesses and are, you know, wholesalers, investors, real estate agents, all of us, we're all guilty of it. We say we're in business for ourselves, but we are living just like a person that lives paycheck to paycheck
Mm-hmm.
with no guarantee. With no
Exactly.
guarantee. A person that has a job, they understand their bills. They manage their money a lot better than most business, you know, individual, what do you call, entrepreneurs. They do, because the fact they know how much they're getting, they know what they have and what they can spend. Us, we get a 20,000, 30, $40,000 assignment, and we just, you know, pay what we owe and let's go over here. And you can't do that. You have to become more structured and create a plan for yourself.
Yeah. And well, the problem is that people become entrepreneurs, and the first thing they want to do is look like entrepreneurs,
Right.
but not actually think like one and
No.
act like one. They
People
want to
still
just
know and they don't take
look
you
like,
serious.
they literally go get a DBA or LLC, and then next thing you know, like, oh, my business paid me. And it's just
Mm-mm.
like, they
Mm-mm.
they are really focused on looking like an entrepreneur
Right.
than actually operating like one.
Right.
And that's, I see that a lot. I see
Right.
that a lot.
Yeah.
Just because you do have your own business does that business own you, or do you
Mhm.
actually own that business,
Right.
so those
Mhm.
are the things that we want to have a class about.
Mhm.
Offer free training. We want to do a workshop.
Mhm.
This goes for women and men that want to come and let's see kind of where you guys are at. Let's see
Yeah.
a business plan, something that we can kind of help you or direct you, give you advice on also too, where you could put your money.
Mhm.
Guys, yesterday, Maria mentioned a great nugget that I was like,
Mhm.
oh my God, that is super badass,
Mhm.
because I didn't even know that. And you know why I didn't
Mhm.
know that? Because I'm so focused on, oh, how can I better my business on this, better my
Mhm.
business on that? But what I
Yeah.
need to focus on now is, how can I better my money?
Right.
How can I better my money? Where should I be placing my money
Mhm.
instead of going like a robot, into my operation that is just go, 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 go. And my money's like go, 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 go. I
Mhm.
need to like slow down and take and look and say, okay, where am I actually putting my money at?
Mhm.
Because we spend our money on marketing. We got 10
Right.
cold callers, all of these, we
Mhm.
have all these things that we're spending our money on.
Right.
But is it actually producing it for
Mm-mm.
us? It's not. And I'll tell you that because I did that.
Mhm.
I went through that. I'm over here like, because we feel like we have a big operation,
Mhm.
but is it actually making us money?
Mhm.
No, we don't. So it's
Yeah.
better when you take it down a notch, break it down, and start over. That's what I love to do,
Mhm.
just so I can see, okay, let me start slow now and let me see if it's actually producing it,
Mhm.
and I can go from there.
Yeah. You have to know what your return on your investment is,
Everything.
because one of the things is, and I will tell you this, and a lot of people, I am, saying that right now is a time of preparation. If you're going to take a wholesale class, do it. If you're going to take, a real estate class, do it. Right now is a time for preparation,
Yep.
because it is not a wholesale market right now. It's
Mm-mm.
not. I don't care what people say. I mean, I already know, because I'm on both ends. I'm on the wholesale end and the buyer end, and I know where the prices are and if it's going to make sense or it's not. It doesn't make me an expert. It just says where my numbers are, because I focus in certain areas. I don't like to do all this virtual stuff because I'm a hands-on girl. I have to touch it, feel it, make sure it's real before I even mess with it, because it just saves me from a lot of headaches in the long run. But um, where I'm saying is, you can have certain type of businesses. There's people with multiple businesses, but you have to understand how to separate to know which business is profit and which business is costly. You
Mm-hmm.
have one that is just, bringing you everything, you got benefits to it, and the other one's more of a liability. And if one is carrying the other, it becomes a commingle. And I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah.
that's where I fell in. And when you start to commingle things, that's when you're facing a lot of problems in the long run. And everything you've worked for to stay above water, it's going to sink. It's really not there. If it was dead then, imagine later. It's just not
Mm-hmm.
going to work. So
Yeah.
we want to really get people in that want to just say, hey, Christina, Andrea, we have an idea, and let's brain dump. Because I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you that I went through a session of a brain dump, and I've been on point since. It's
You
really
have to.
crazy. It's really crazy. And when I was working with Maria Learning and everything back in October, the fire started, everything happened. And I have people that literally sit back and laugh, ha, ha, you do a lot of things. And I just laugh, I sure do.
Well, you
I
become
got something to
more
do though.
valuable. I feel, and it's not that you know you do a lot of things. I
No,
mean, you may do a lot of things,
yeah,
but
but
you
I can
also
handle.
know a lot of things. I mean,
Hmm.
this lady here, my car broke down one day.
Oh my
That was
God.
hilarious.
I was a granddaughter of a mechanic.
But my car, this is when I was driving my Honda, because I love my little Honda. And
That was her hero.
I wish I had my Honda back.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it was just a little sensor that it
Yeah.
comes with those cars, right?
Yeah.
And it brought, I was like, oh my God, I don't know why it's not turning
We
on.
put
And then
Coke and a penny in the battery is what it
it's,
was.
yeah. And I was like, oh my God, look at you. Like, I mean, she knows how to do a lot of things. And I
Yeah.
love that,
Yeah.
because you become more valuable. I
Yeah.
don't care. I'm
Mhm.
okay with if I do everything. But guess what? If something's not working, something
Mhm.
else will work, because you
Right.
already know how to do it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it helps to also help, problem solve people, because what did you do that day? You
Mhm.
solved my problem. Why? Because you knew how to do it.
Yeah.
And problem solving in this world, the more problems you can solve, the more
Mhm.
money you're going to make.
Yeah, and I don't believe in the damsel in distress. I don't. I believe women, we came in this world and we should be able to do things. And the word is able. It's not like be a bad bitch, be this, be that. No, it's just be able. You know, I'm
Be
not
able, not disabled.
not disabled. Yeah, you know, and that's the thing. I don't gear myself to just make fun of women that can't do it. I'm just saying, try, learn. Even if you read a book about it, even if you watch a video about it, just try, because it is kind of impressive. The other day we were wrapping the car cover over one of the cars, and I had to throw the rope under, and a rope is not going to go
Yeah.
like that. And so my husband's like, throw the rope. And so I found like this little rock, and I tied this little Girl Scout rock knot around it, and I chunked it, and he saw it
Man,
go
did
through.
it hit him? No.
Yeah, it should have. And he laughed. He was like, "Damn, I know why I married you. I'm glad I married you." And I was like, "Why?" He goes, "Because you won't be lost in the wilderness. Like you're
No.
not that type of woman. You'll figure it out." He goes, "Any other person," he goes, "probably even our kids would have just been like throwing it 4 or 5 times
yeah.
and it not make it under." Long story short, you have to be able, male, female, whatever it is, just be able to stand on your own. What if something happens?
Yeah.
It's like I said, just 2 weeks ago, my husband was death sick. I was like, holy shit, is something going to happen? Like, I'm freaking out. And in my mind, he's like, why are you so, worried? I said, you don't understand. My worry as a woman isn't just your health. It's also, as a woman, you're afraid, what am I going to do?
Right.
Not because I'm broke. No, it's not. I mean, I've always left it in or his. I make money, whatever I do, whatever I want to do. But the ultimate decision has always been his, because that is something that's very important as well. You have to create a role in your family, and that role is very important because it's a plan. It's a plan of action. You get ready for a hurricane.
Right.
Somebody has to go get the water. Somebody has to go get the toilet paper. Somebody has to get the food. Somebody's going to cover up the windows. Let's go get gas for the cars. Everybody has a role to survive.
Mhm.
And that's the same thing in life. You have to plan a role for yourself to survive. And
Right.
there should be a go-to person. Hey, if something's to happen, anything happens to me, here's all my emails. Everything is in a small safe.
Hey, not the emails.
Even the emails,
Just
the
kidding.
phone number, accounts, everything should be prepared for it to continue, because God forbid if something happens to my husband and I really haven't been over there to figure out what has been going on, or
Yeah.
something happens to the both of us and we don't, we didn't let my brother-in-law know, we didn't let my kids know, everybody's going to be in lock.
Right.
And then what happens if you don't have the proof? Then everything ends up in probate. Make sure, and this is another thing, if you have properties, and this is something very important that Andrea, I want to talk with you guys about, to brain dump and understand where you sit. Do you understand that if you've been to the hospital 4 or 5 times, because most business owners do not have health insurance. If you need it, you need to call Blue Cross Blue Shield. Go ahead and call them, please. But a lot of people through COVID, they had a lot of hospital bills and different things. Now there's a couple of programs that you can write those off, but at the same time, those things will, if they know you have businesses and properties and that, it will attach. So guess what? You may think, I ain't got to pay it 7 years, it falls off my credit. But if they go and they claim a judgment, which they are now,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
And they do.
When you pass, let's say wives, your husband passed and you had a $50,000 hospital bill, but guess what? The state comes, probates, takes over, or whoever they come and they take over, because like I said, there's a death tax. Then you got to pay off all your debtors. So what's going to end up happening, if you had this business in a DBA or in your name, guess what's going to happen? All that is going to be sold to pay off all the debtors. And what are you going to stay with? Right. Now, this is why we say it's so important that you need to start structuring your business, your business in a business name. Give it its own social security. create a baby, make it grow, and let it run on its own. Because at the end of the day, everything you work for, you think you're leaving a legacy. You ain't leaving anything
No,
but a headache.
you're
And
not.
that's why we buy a lot of probates and estates and all this other
Yeah.
stuff, because a plan was not set. And that's
Exactly.
why you see estate sales. They have to pay off certain debts. Maybe not all, but many. They
Mhm.
have to pay off debts. They have to pay off, all these things. Mom left the car to you, but it was a loan on it. Guess what? The car goes back. So many things happens, guys. And that's where we want to be better prepared. We prepared ourselves to be able to start something bigger. And that's what Building Empires was. It
Mhm.
was 40 episodes. We're on the 41st episode, and now we're ready. And so we want to offer ourselves to people that are serious. You have to
Mhm.
be teachable. One thing about Andrea, she's been very teachable, very coachable. It's not that I'm her mentor or her coach, but she listens
Yes,
and
and
not
she
afraid
does
to ask.
coach me a lot. And I
Yeah.
mean, even ideas that I get from her,
Mhm.
I go and implement them in my business.
Mhm.
I get from other people,
Mhm.
I implement them in my business, and then I'm like, I start to see results, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, So I'm thankful for that.
Oh, thank
But
you. Thank you.
but we learn a lot off of each other
Mhm.
too. I bring a little value
Yeah,
to
she does.
of my own, of
Yeah.
my own.
The thing is that there's nothing greater than being with a person that has a youthful heart.
Mhm.
Okay. We get older, things change, you get bitter, things happen, whatever, whatever. And when you're around people that are always smiling, laughing, not bitter, not living in
Mhm.
the moment, but just living to live life, that's where you want to be.
Right.
Oh my God, there's some people that are so damn draining. I'm just like, oh, start feeling like a Chucky doll, like, let me just end it for you. Shit. I don't have patience.
You're
Not
making
like
me
that.
crazy.
Yeah, you're making me crazy. But I am the type of person that now I have set walls and boundaries where I tell people now, hey, no, you're just irritating me, or I'll just distance myself. And I've
Mhm.
always said, if I distance myself from somebody, pay attention.
Yeah.
Truly pay attention, because I talk to everybody. I love everybody in a whole. But the thing is that there's some people that are very draining. There are some people that will call you just to test your damn nerves. And, and they know they are.
My kids.
Yeah, like yeah, my kids. Now,
Like,
but they feel like, they got one on you and
Mhm.
they did. If you answered the phone to somebody that is going to irritate you on the other line, you did let them get the best of you. Don't answer.
Mhm.
Don't
Mhm.
answer, don't talk, don't call, the hell with people, because they're not going with you in the casket. They're not. So,
Mm-mm.
you have to understand. And it's not like, oh my God, we talk about death and leaving and staying and growing, because that is a conversation, because that is a part of life.
It is, and
It
it
is.
really is, because when I got life insurance when I was 22,
Mhm.
and for the reason, and I had two kids at the time, and
Mhm.
it was funny because the person who did my life was like, "You're so young," and they're like, "I can't believe you're doing it," but I understood, and this, for being like a woman, like I was already making sure I'm
Mhm.
leaving some kind of protection, right? Because you
Right.
just never know, and we think we're young, and then things like that. We have money to spend on this, that, our lashes, our hair, but we don't have money to leave for our kids, to
Right.
protect our kids, to
Mhm.
leave something behind.
Mhm.
Imagine if all those lashes appointments, you would have saved up that money to
Yeah.
protect your kids, right? And you
Mhm.
say you love them, and you love them, right? But you're not protecting them, then you're not doing it right. And a lot of times it's because we're not educated. And
Right.
I get that. So that's why we want to provide that. Me as a mom, and
Mhm.
like I have kids, I would love to share the importance to other
Mhm.
moms and even to other guys. uh,
Right.
if you want to be really a protector of your family, do it the right way. As you
Mhm.
got to build a foundation. Where's your money going?
Mhm.
What are you doing it? Because people can make money, but that doesn't mean they have money.
Mhm.
And that, like I said, guys, I've been through that. I'm like, damn, I'm making money, but where is it going?
Right.
So you have to stop that, because
Mhm.
if you don't change that, then you're not gonna have nothing for your kids. You're not gonna
Mhm.
years of hustle, hard work, of staying up and grinding in
Mhm.
10 years, and you're gonna wake up and realize, like, dang, I never gave my profit first,
Mhm.
and that I have no money now in
You
10 years
know,
of hard work.
and the hardest thing is that after you pass and your kids get to feel all that stress that's coming upon them now, they don't want to be like you.
Yeah.
They don't want to be like you. They're like, I don't want to be like my mom. She worked so damn hard, to do all this, and what? We just had to
Nothing.
sell it.
Right.
Oh my
What did
God.
we get out of it? You
And
know?
if you analyze where you need to be right now, time, you have to spend your time wisely. But the time that you spend today, and if you can financially get fit,
Mhm.
everybody worries about their health, but if you can financially get fit and structure it in a certain way that when you are gone, your kids are going to appreciate everything you left for them, because you left them instructions
Mhm.
of how to live without me.
And not necessarily too while
Or you.
when you're gone.
Not just
She's
me.
already
You do.
gone.
You do.
Hey, Christine's like, well, you're gone. Like, no, but what I'm saying is
Yeah.
here, even now, like
Mhm.
people live paycheck to paycheck. Like
Right.
people are not living, they're like surviving.
Yeah.
So if you were to get your money right, and I tell you this, guys, because I was going through that. I mean, it's
Mhm.
like the reason why is because where's my money going?
Yeah.
So I had to kind of take a step back and realize, like, what am I doing? Like, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
working. I feel like I'm a hamster, just going, and money's going in, money's going out, in, out. That was the reason, because I didn't have anything structured. And I had to overhear other things structured. And that's why being a real business owner over the years, you're like, damn, it's not just about learning how to wholesale. It's not learning about wholesaling and learning how to do novations. It's
Yeah.
learning how to run a business
Yeah.
overall,
Yeah.
learning about money, learning how to
Mhm.
sustain it, because every business is going to go through a roller coaster.
Mhm.
So if you're not prepared for those roller coasters, then you're going to get wiped out. And I know a lot
Right.
of people now like have really felt, what's been
Mhm.
going on.
Right.
And hey, it hit me too, but guess what? I was ready and I
Mhm.
was prepared. I had my marketing started from months ago to for this moment, just
Mhm.
because I've already had a moment like this.
Right.
So, and you learn, and that's how you
Mhm.
learn, and that's the reason why we want to offer. Hey, she offers her experiences to me, like, hey, Andrea, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, and it's helped me tremendously.
Mhm.
And that's why, like, we want to do like a workshop for people who are interested in just figuring out, where am I at, where am I
Mhm.
going, and what do I need to do to get there.
Mhm.
Because that's exactly how it needs to be. If you
Right.
don't have it set up on, okay, I know where I'm going, but I don't know where I'm at, then
Right.
how you know how you're going to get there? So
Mhm.
you need to know, where do I stand right now?
Right.
And that's even if it's not a place you like. A lot of people avoid that where they're at because they don't want to go to that. They're like, shit, I don't want to say that I only
Mhm.
have this. I
Mhm.
want to, I get it. You want to act like you have the money, which is
Mhm.
great, but let's be real. Let's be
Mhm.
real, because by being real is going to get you where you
Mhm.
need to be at. And
Right.
you have to be real on where you're at, where do you want to go, and then
Mhm.
what are we going to do with the funds that we do have available
Mhm.
to play with? How are we going to get there?
Yeah.
And what am I going to do to bring my debt down and be able to bring in more profit? Because
Right.
a lot of people don't realize, like when things going down, is that people don't realize you're not making
Yeah.
money sometimes,
Mhm.
because it's like, okay, I pay for this, I pay for that, but you don't sit and look, hey, is this actually making me money?
Right.
Be like, hey, I paid 20,000 in marketing. Okay, well, I'm hoping you're making at least
Mhm.
that back.
Mhm.
And if you're not, then you got a problem.
Right.
So just because it feels good to pay the 20,000, just to say that you're paying the 20,000,
Mhm.
and that's where people are I don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna feel good saying I'm paying 20,000 if I'm not at least getting 40 back
Mhm.
or something,
Mhm.
some kind of return on top of what I spent.
Mhm.
So, and people feel that because they feel
Mhm.
that I'm spending money, and then they see you making money, but then they don't realize what they're spending.
Mhm.
And then next you know, whenever the year's over and then they got to pay taxes, they're like, holy shit, I didn't even make any money, I broke
Right.
even.
Mhm.
And so it's very important that you know where you're at,
Mhm.
know where you're going, and know how you're going to get there.
Yeah. And basically, it's really it comes down to structure. You have to use, no matter if it's beauty salons, if it's
Mm-hmm.
daycare centers, restaurants, us that we do real estate and wholesale,
It could be
whatever company
anything.
you have, use that as your tool. It's your tool. it's not your legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Your legacy is what you truly leave behind. When you leave a business and you're no longer a part of that business, 90% of the time when somebody buys, I've had the experience of buying an actual business, and I lost 90% of the clientele that it had because they were attached to that person. So what happens is, you have to recreate, redevelop, but you personally, financially, you were looking at their returns and their return said this, but you are not them. So you cannot duplicate yourself. You can only leave a plan. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I think is best. And you have to learn, like, Andrea says, she's very young. I even sat with Isai, very
Mm-hmm.
young, very young, and I commend him.
I'm not that
26.
young, but thank you.
But
I'll take it.
I'll take it. But
Mhm.
in age differences, you look at them, and what happens is when life hits you, he went through tragic moments and different things that happen in his life. But when life hits you, then you realize, what do I need to do to get out? You don't become defeated. You make that your purpose, and
Mhm.
you use whatever you got as your tool to get further in life. And that is the one thing that a lot of people fail. They become defeated. They
Mhm.
feel so defeated just by waking up in the morning and my back hurts. Oh my God, this, that. Be
Right.
thankful you opened your eyes. Be thankful for the challenges that come ahead of you. Pray before you try to conquer that challenge, whether it's relationship, business, whatever. Pray over your relationships, because a lot of people are praying over your relationship. If you get what I'm saying, there's two types of pray: the ones that attack behind your back and the ones that are trying to actually offer the blessing. But you have to pick your poison, and you got to pick your surroundings. And so,
Mhm.
we're opening our door to that. And if you're welcome to come. Like Andrea said, we're going to have it on the 24th,
That's this Friday, guys.
this
It's
Friday.
Wednesday on Friday.
Hmm.
We're gonna have small bites. So go to
Hmm.
lunch before you come.
It's real small.
Right, just chips. No, I'm kidding. But
Yeah.
come, guys. I think you guys will love it. And we don't just
Hmm.
plan on having it just on Friday. We will have other ones, but
Hmm.
we're excited already to connect with people and start actually changing people's lives.
Hmm.
Because honestly, guys, if you don't have your money right, I swear you're just gonna be a hamster in a wheel and
Yeah.
realize you busted your ass for a whole year and didn't even amount to nothing that year,
Hmm.
because what you feel the hustle was a hustle was not really a hustle.
Hmm.
The hustle was playing you
The
pretty
hustle was
much.
playing you. Yeah.
But and I get it, because I've been through it too. So and that's the reason, like, people I know they're getting started this
Hmm.
year. So it's like, hey, if you want to come by to say, hey,
Hmm.
I'm getting started, this is what I have for what I have, this
Hmm.
whatever it is you have, we
Hmm.
will be so happy to kind of just
Yeah.
give you some guidance,
Hmm.
and just to see, hey,
Yeah.
what we can do, where can you go,
Yeah. Just to manifest your business, your vision. Just to manifest your vision. It may
Mm-hmm.
not be an actual a physical retail or a hands-on business. Just come and manifest your vision.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we might have an answer for you, or somebody in the room may. So it just,
I always have
just
an
come.
answer, I feel like.
I think so.
I
She
really
does.
do. It was funny. I was at this bar one time, and this guy, I'm like, yeah, I say they call me the problem solver. And he was like, all right, let me shoot you a problem. And I'm like, okay, come on. And he did. And I'm like, just giving him the answers. And he's like, holy shit, you really are. And I'm like, dude, well, you don't understand the business I'm in. I have 4 kids, and I'm constantly solving problems. So yes, I'm sure I have some kind of solution for something
Yeah.
you have. If
Yeah.
not, challenge me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there you go. Challenger. So it's going to be Friday from 1:30 to 3:30. It's 1414 Wirt Road, but we're going to add a link at the bottom at the end of the video, and then you can go ahead and register there. We really need you to register, because we're going to
Yeah.
be giving out some packets, and we don't want anyone to leave. That you're giving us your time, and we want to give you something back. So we can have our packets and stuff ready. Go ahead and make sure to register. If you don't know how to register, inbox us and
Or
let
you
me
could just go
know.
on YouTube.
Or go on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. Make sure to click like, subscribe. Yeah. If you
Well, I
really
meant
want to
go
hear
on
us.
YouTube to see how you register.
Yeah, there you go. But we're going to have our date and it's going to be Friday. And I do get a lot of people that tell me, hey, I work during the week and all this stuff. And I understand, but we've gone to the extent of changing our hours for people and then not many show up. And we can't do that. So we're only available on that day this month. Next month may be different. But for this month, try to see, get a
Yeah.
day, an hour,
And
extended
I
lunch,
guarantee
whatever.
you guys will not regret it. You
No.
guys will not, even just sitting down, and we're gonna see if Maria's available to come as
Right.
well.
Mhm.
But just sitting down with her, and I was thinking I had
Mhm.
somewhat of my money, right?
Mhm.
I was like, dang, okay, I didn't have it as right as I thought, and
Yeah.
it's very important
She's
that
very well
you
versed
know,
and educated on that.
yeah,
Really.
yeah.
Mhm.
So you guys will not regret it. And guys, this is free.
Mhm.
Free. So if you don't show up, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know.
Like I ain't got
I don't
nothing
know.
else for you.
Hey, Andrea.
So
Yeah.
I'm hoping you guys can make it. And that's gonna be, remember, Friday. Where's it at again?
1414 Wirt Road.
And
Yeah,
it's gonna
in
be
Spring
at
Branch.
1:30.
Mhm.
Yeah, so make sure you bring your strap with you. No, I'm kidding.
You
It's not
crazy.
in that area, Spring Branch.
No, it's not. It's Katy. It's closer to Katy Freeway in the middle between 290 and Katy. So, you're right there.
Okay, so we're in the good part. Okay.
You're in the good part. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mhm.
So 1:30 to 3:30.
1:30 to 3:30, and we'll add the link in just a little bit. And I hope I could see you guys there. And if you can make it, great. If you can't, we will be having another one probably next month. And these are the big ones. The smaller ones, we'll add them in as we go. They're
Mhm.
weekly, but they are during the week because we got family fam, so we need to still make
Get
time
that
for
in there
them.
too.
Yeah, we do, because those are our legacies.
Mhm.
Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Andrea, you got anything else?
Nope, that's
No.
it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, if you ever need, if any of you are looking in your vision to grow as well, we're here in the studio, and y'all are welcome to speak with Jesus or Miguel. They'll comment their they'll put their information on the bottom, and it's Panorama Studios. We want to thank you guys for bringing us in here and giving us the opportunity to bring something different to you guys. So, thanks.
Yes. And guys, let's jump on that money train.
Jump on that money train.
Come on the train.
Ride it up. Yeah, that's Saturday
We
music.
should have played it. Man, I should have told her to put that song.
Yeah, we probably need to do that on our intro now. Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
Oh well. Play
All
it
right.
now. Play it now. No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
put it on the phone. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.